So the Lord wants some of you to know today that the very people who mocked your process, who questioned your sanity, who questioned your credentials, your ability, your very mental well-being, the path that you've been walking on that you have claimed has come from the Lord. Some of these very people will look back to retrace your very steps in obedience to the Lord, to see what it is that you did so they themselves can do it too. You will be the living, walking miracle and testimony that being obedient to the Lord is worth the cost. They don't understand it right now. The reality is, though, God says those who lose their lives shall find it. Those who find their lives, they shall lose it. We all have a choice. And that's the point I'm making here. Some of the people chose not to yield to the Lord as you have. Sons and daughters of God who are truly yielded and disciples of Christ. In the midst of your process, in the midst of making your way through the wilderness unto the promised land, you're going to look crazy. You're going to look crazy waiting for manna to fall from the sky. You're going to look crazy leaving what seems to be a place of security, though it was of no benefit to where the Lord ultimately willed for you to be if you had stayed there. I warn you to not take heed to demonic counsel. Now, not every bit of counsel is demonic. We don't like correction when we first receive it. But there is a tactic of the enemy, the tactic to get you to logically rationalize your obedience to the Lord, because God's ways do not make sense. The forgiving God that he is, it does not make sense. Sometimes God's ways looks like no type of justice. What? But he is the ultimate vindicator, and he is not mocked. And personally, it has always blown my mind when somebody else is living their own lives and looking at somebody else and losing sleep over what they're doing in obedience to the Lord. It's always been mind-boggling to me. Can you relate? I've always been way too focused on my journey and my obedience to the Lord. I believe it was Peter in the scriptures that asked Jesus about the fate of another disciple, and Jesus basically said to him, "What is it to you? What is it to you what I choose to do with this Son of God over here? What is it to you?" Some people are way too fixated, and a lot of times they're fixated because they see something in you. And sometimes in their minds, they think that you're wasting potential, you're wasting time, you're wasting youth, you're wasting opportunities. But other times, the demons influencing them or existing within them can perceive where you're going, and in subtle ways, they will try to take you off course. Even some self-professing believers, they're like Peninnahs. They mock, look down on other children of God for being obedient to the very God that they have to be obedient to. Isn't it a shame that even some of our brothers and sisters in the Lord may have to be proven wrong about you? All is well. The day will come. Stay the course in the name of Jesus. God is not a man that he should lie. Okay.